This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we are out here hooking you up with the best of the best when it comes to guests. And today we have another special guest. So please, guest, introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. My name is Wendy K. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and creative entrepreneur.
And that's a lot. So you said singer, songwriter, producer, and what again?
Creative entrepreneur.
Yeah, so between all these things, I want to know what came first in your life.
Of course, the music came first, singing came first. So I grew up listening to different kinds of music. I didn't really know I could sing, but I always wanted to be a musical actress, like be on Broadways and all these plays. So I remember after high school, I joined a musical play, and in that play, I met other people who are in the music industry, and they introduced me to Sauti Academy. So that's where I started my musical journey, and I've been winging it still now. So here we are.
So if you can remember, I want you to talk about when did you really start having an interest of music?
I remember I've always been keen on music. I just didn't realize it looking back. I remember I used to listen to different types of music, but the melodies would always stick. For some reason, I would know a song, I would know the runs, those parts people don't really pay attention to. And the melody stuck even up to till today. So I feel like most of my music has been influenced by a lot of reggae, R&B, Lingala. That's what I grew up on. So for me, it was just the melodies. I can't really say there was a point where I'm like, this is music, I was born to do this. I think it's just been a journey ever since I was small.
What about now professionally? You maybe became an adult and now you started understanding that maybe I have something in me. You've talked about Sauti Academy. So is it there? Is that the place where you started now pursuing it professionally?
For me, like music, I feel like I stumbled on it. Even when I was in Sauti Academy, for me, it was just, I loved it, I enjoyed it. And for me, it was like, I was in school, so it's a thing that I can do on the side that makes me happy, so I did a lot of live shows. I didn't plan on being a professional singer and going all the way. Even though we were being equipped with such tools in Sauti Academy, I just remember I kept on going. I remember before I released my first song, I was like, oh, let me record a song and see how that goes. I did the first one, let me do another song that, let me do this, let me try artwork. So for me, it's just been a learning experience, and I'm just honored that I'm still here doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, still talking about Sauti Academy, that's a music school, if I'm not wrong. And if you can just share, maybe what are some of the things that you are taught? When you talk about being in music school, maybe somebody is wondering now, how can you teach somebody how to sing? So maybe you can just talk about, what do they really focus on, art, or is it the business part that they are really teaching you about?
Okay, so I remember in Sauti Academy, I don't know if it changed after I left, but I know it's normally a 1-year program where you have to audition first, and then once you're accepted, you go through the Sauti Academy process. If you're not at par with what maybe they're looking for and you have potential, they put you in another category, but still within the same school. So they not only pick people who can sing or are talented, but they pick people with potential who haven't perfected. So I remember it was divided into 3 terms. So the first term, you identify yourself, you understand your voice, you understand your influences, you understand how you can take all that and bring something new. And then in second term, we were learning a lot about songwriting. So how to write a song, how to communicate that to people, and so on. And then the final term was music business. So just preparing yourself for the industry. And then at the end of the year, I think every class would have like a end of year concert. So just as a bit of a summary of what it was all about.
Being a recording artist, I want you to talk to us about the criteria, your criteria of choosing a producer. There are very many producers even right now. So for you, when you have a song, what's the criteria of choosing which producer to work with?
I think for me, because I love experimenting with different sounds, I want to hear how the song makes me feel first. I don't even look at who you are as a producer, who you've worked with or what you've done. I just, if a song resonates, the one that you've made, I'm like, oh, I want to work with this person. I also respect music. There's some things that I don't think you can just do. For example, in my album, I have an amapiano song called Kosea. Now the song, I could have easily chosen any Kenyan producer to produce an amapiano beat, but I'm like, this comes from South Africa. Let me look for a South African producer. And I was so privileged. I got to connect with one from there, Raine Say. He's the one who produced the song. And for me, I feel like there's a huge difference if I worked with someone who doesn't necessarily understand that. So for me, it's originality and authenticity. Yeah.
Right now, we can say that at least you have made progress because you already have a couple of singles out. But I want you to talk about you starting out and looking for opportunities. Like, how was it at that time? You do not know anyone, maybe you don't have a lot of music out, people are doubting you. If you can just remember, how was the experience at that time?
Oh, that experience. Oh my goodness. I used to want to quit music every day. It was quite hectic because again, you want to do a gig that's not paying you, no one is giving you money, but you just want to perform. So for me, what was pushing me was music. Like I feel sometimes music is like a double-edged sword. I don't know about other musicians. Reason why is I feel music is a calling. I don't think you choose music. I think like music chooses you. For me, music chooses you because it's hard. It is not easy. Even if you don't want a professional career, it is hard. You get so many obstacles. I mean, even in our country, there's no structure. So it's even worse. You know, it's like, where do I start? Who do I talk to? So I did a lot of, trials and errors, and I just kept going. I think for me, what really helped was I kept on releasing songs. Because first of all, I didn't really know my sound, but in the process of releasing, I understood my sound. I got to meet so many people. And yeah, just keep on going. Just keep on going. If you're truly meant for it, you will still stick to it through the journey.
I've talked about you releasing an album, and I want you to just talk about that album. Why do you think it was the important time for you to release this album? And maybe talk about just maybe your thought process. Why did you think that you should release an album about this time?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for me, actually it was My Way Volume 2 was supposed to come late last year, but I was just having a bit of delays here and there with the production, and hence it came out May last week. So I've been working on this project since 2019. And as I said earlier, for me, I was constantly releasing music, just trying to understand what sound works for me, what doesn't work for me, because naturally as an artist, I love to experiment. I feel like my base is R&B, but I always infuse it with other sounds, kapuka, house, amapiano, just different sounds. So for me, it was important to really understand what I'm putting out, and also to be honest and vulnerable with my fans and be like, guys, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. That's why I have different sounds in my album. So listen to this. I'm doing this album my way. I'm experimenting my way. I'm making mistakes my way, and I'm winning my way. So this is just to invite you into my world and see from my perspective, and so far I've gotten so much feedback from the project, from My Way, the small EP that I started and released in 2020 to now releasing this. It's just a culmination of different sounds that I was trying to communicate to my fans. And I didn't really have a specific time, like I have to, drop this thing at this time. Just things aligned that I was able and privileged to release it last week. So I feel like everything worked out in good time.
You've talked about something that I wanted to ask you about the album. Like, you thought of doing an album and right now you have the end product. In fact, you have even already released it. So how's the reception and how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel like you really gave your 100%, and the reception from the fans, your fans, you can just talk about that?
It's been an interesting experience. Honestly, I didn't have any expectations. I feel I was working on this project for such a long time. I was just like, I want it out so that I can create new content. I feel like for me as an artist, I don't like having a backlog of songs just lying around. That thing irritates me. Like, I will have to deal with that song that I did, and I'm like, I want it out. It's clear off my system. It's time to create new content, new music. So for me, it was always on my mind, and with no expectations. And I'm so shocked by the love that I've gotten from the album. I'm so shocked by all the feedback, all the people now recognizing my music. And it's also the first time that I've taken full control of a song and producing it and releasing it and being like, let me see what people think. And it's been an amazing experience, honestly. I'm so grateful. Yeah.
I've been checking out the album, and one collab really stood out for me, and until I just have to ask you about this, the collab with Sky. Like, this guy is a very hardcore rapper, and I just want to know how you even thought of featuring him in one of the songs.
Yeah, shout out to Sky. He's an amazing, versatile artist, I must say. So Sky is featured on 2 songs on the album. First, the My Way remix, which was originally on the EP project, and the collabo that we did, which is called Safe Space. So I met Sky through a mutual friend. I was looking to have the remix done and feature a rapper, and he recommended Sky, and I was like, oh, that's good. I mean, if you can make him come through, cool. So he came through, he put a verse, it sounded amazing. Steph also came through, she put a verse. And then I remember Safe Space was produced by Kevin Granz, and originally it was supposed to be him on the song. So he's a producer and a rapper as well. And he was like, I don't think I can do it. Maybe we can try someone else. And I sent it to different rappers, amazing rappers that I know. And Sky is the one who managed to come through. He recorded and sent it back. And I was so impressed. I was so shocked that he even was vulnerable in such a song, because it's not that common to see. So I was very shocked. I was very happy. And yeah, I think he really came through. Yeah, because that's one of the songs that people really like.
Yeah, we are just trying to decode your album, and a couple of artists are usually very afraid to just put out a body of work. So for you, like, what do you think of releasing an album? Because guys usually release singles, and that's it.
Okay. Sorry, what's the process of making an album? That's the question.
No. I'm asking about many artists are usually very afraid of releasing a body of work, and you releasing an album. Guys usually just love releasing singles here and there. So for you coming up with a body of work, according to you as an artist, what's the importance of an artist having an album or an EP? Yeah.
I mean, for me, the point of artistry, music, is to express yourself. Like, creating songs almost all the time you can, trying out new different things, learning. I mean, that's how you grow. For me, it doesn't make sense to have little work, no matter what industry you're in. You will always, really do a lot of work, a lot of produce in whatever field you're in. So for me, in music, it's like I'm writing all these songs, and I'm like, it's hectic for me to just release single after single. For me, it's like I have all these songs, I'm still experimenting, and I feel this can be a good body of work to present to my fans. And through that, I can also now see, oh, people like this sound, people like what, and so forth and so forth. So for me, I don't think it makes sense to just make singles. Just like, I don't know. I don't really have a reason. I'm not saying it's a bad way to release music. For me, it just doesn't make sense to only release singles and not like EPs or mixtapes or albums. Yeah.
And then another thing is you starting out and right now where you are. I want to know, just as an artist, we have talked about you working with these rappers. We have talked about you having worked with a South African producer. So from how you started and where you are right now, can you say you have grown as an artist in terms of maybe your skill, your confidence? Have you grown as an artist compared to when you started?
Oh, for sure, I have grown. I have come from so far. I didn't even think I'd reach this point, honestly. Because I remember, like I said, I started in Sauti Academy. We started with so many of my friends, so many good of my friends, and most of them, stopped along the way, or for various reasons. So it's been kind of fulfilling, at the same time a bit lonely, a bit scary. So for me to still be here, for people like you to even reach out and be like, can I have an interview? It's like, oh wow, okay, so my art is doing something. So it's actually reassuring that just I need to keep on going. Yeah, it's been great.
From again what you have been able to do, the challenges, I want you to talk about the achievements, things that you really look back and say, like, I'm so proud I was even able to do something like this.
Yeah. I'd say so many things, my goodness, so many things I didn't think I'd do. I'm very shy, very quiet. Unless like you really know me, I'm a noisemaker for days, but I'm naturally very quiet and keep things to myself. So I didn't think I would go through Coke Studio even one season, but I did 2 seasons. I was featured as a breakout artist. And I grew so much, performing in front of people, even talking like this. I never imagined like I'd be doing this. I have grown so much. Music has put me in places where I have come through and showed up for myself. And for me, it's like, wow, then maybe I was really born to do this. And there's a reason everything is just happening as it should be. So like I said, life for me right now is an evergreen journey. I keep on learning new things about myself every day because of music. And I'm just grateful.
And then you see in the industry, and I want your honest views on this. There have been talk that Kenyan artists really do not know showbiz. So this is whereby you like now for you, somebody can expect today you pretend you are dating with this person, only next week guys find out you are not even dating. You pretend you are pregnant, like just they call it showbiz. So do you think these things are important in music? Because I was looking at you and I've never heard maybe something like that throughout your career. So what are your views on this?
Well, for me, I love entertainment. I wouldn't lie. I watch Kina Real Housewives of Sijui where. I was watching that one for the African stars in South Africa. Me, I love this content. I will not lie. But it's not necessarily my thing. For me, I'm just all about my music. I feel like it's kind of necessary because it keeps, the industry, entertained, vibrant, like, drama, and I don't have any hate or reservations to those artists who choose to use that as a tool to push their music. I just feel as long as you're not harming anyone or pushing a false bad narrative to people, I think it's okay. But for me, it's not necessarily my thing. I'm a very private person, and I think that's how I just want it to always be. Yeah.
We are also just talking about your album, and I want to understand. I don't know if you are going to release more videos for your album, or it's just an audio album and that's it. You'll move on to other projects. So you can tell us if maybe you're planning to shoot some videos for the album.
Honestly, I wasn't planning on shooting any videos. I just decided this time to let it be an audio experience. But I've been getting a lot of feedback. Guys want videos for some songs, so I might look into it. But for now, all my energy is on pushing the music, pushing my new merchandise line, K Culture, and just, trying out different sides, showing people what I can do, what I'm all about. Yeah, but maybe I'll do videos, maybe not. I don't know. I just want guys to enjoy the music. Yeah.
What do you think should be changed in the industry in Kenya for us guys to compete globally?
Wow. I wouldn't say change, I'd just say enforce, maybe policies. I mean, we still don't have like a proper structure happening. The other day I saw someone tweet, I feel like Kenya has diverse singers, diverse rappers, but we don't have enough PR, publishers, A&Rs, managers, all those things, those other areas of the industry that people don't really know but are very necessary. So I feel like we still have a long way to go, but if the policies are enforced, I don't have to go to another country to tell them, please be collecting my royalties because I don't trust my Kenyan-based music society, So we've come a long way. Right now, I feel we're in such a vibrant space as a Kenyan music industry. There's so much talent that's coming out. And, things like Spotify are coming to Kenya, Apple are coming to Kenya. So it's a good way. I feel like in the next 5-10 years, we're going to be in such a different place in the industry. I'll be proud that I'm part of my country. Yeah.
As we are finishing up, I want you to advise guys who are starting out in music. Others maybe want to set up a business. Others want to go to uni. You can just maybe give them advice as we are finishing up.
I would say just before you get into the music deep, first know why you're getting into it. This is for anything else, not just music, whatever career you want to get into, understand why you're doing it in the first place. Once you've made peace with that, then just go a day at a time, be consistent, be patient with yourself, give yourself grace. If you want to rest, please rest, don't overwork yourself. Don't burn out because you're important, you matter before anything else. So yeah, just keep on going.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving us your time. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Before I go, I just wanted to mention, as for my K culture, I was actually wearing a t-shirt that we've made for the ladies. We have some custom earrings and, rings. Sorry, I had to plug in myself there, but you guys can follow me at Wendy Kaymusic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.